come with us to go to Norwalk, Connecticut to pick up my dream auction item that I won for a few bucks and some other few things that I didn't think I was going to win, but I went to sleep, woke up, and I won. And I totally forgot about this, but I just got the notification that it's time to pick it up, so let's go get it. So we headed on over to Rowayton, aka Norwalk, to pick up my Auction Ninja items. If you're not familiar with Auction Ninja, basically you can bid on things that are from the States, and there's local auctions. There's also nationwide ones where you can get them shipped to you, but this one is local, so we're gonna go pick up the stuff today. I actually learned about this auction because I have been looking for a Victorian quilt, and I found one, friends, in this auction, and I won it. So let's go get it. So I did film this in October, so that's why Superwoman is in front of me. Pickup was super duper quick. I literally just had to sign, get my stuff, and I also had to go to the garage to get the crock that I won that was downstairs, but everything was easy peasy lemon squeezy. We got our items. I'm gonna give you guys a haul in just a sec. As you can see, I found a wish list item. So I'm currently at my mom's house, and I wanted to show you guys what I got off the site Auction Ninja. I just got into auctioning, and it's so much fun. The thrill of the hunt is very different than it is from thrifting and stuff. So I want to show you everything that I got. But really quickly, I want to show you guys the process of auctioning and bidding, because I feel like a lot of people that follow me are more into thrift stores and don't necessarily get into the whole bidding of it all, which I don't really either. I've only ever bid on eBay, and I feel like it's not really the same. I also recently bid on the Downton Abbey auction. I almost won, friends, but I went to sleep. And if you know anything about London and the States, we're I think it's a 7 or 8 hour difference, and so they obviously won. I feel like Auction Ninja and other auction bidding websites are very different than eBay, because on eBay, if you don't buy it and let's say nobody bid on it or nobody won it, the owner or seller can relist the item. But with Auction Ninja, it's usually people who are clearing out estates, and they are one and done. So if you don't buy it, you're not getting it most likely. I don't really go on Facebook, but I went on Facebook Marketplace, saw this listing, signed up for Auction Ninja, and basically you have to put in your payment details so that they have a card to charge. There's auctions from all over the country, if not the world, if I'm not mistaken, but I know the country at least, the US. And so essentially you can look for local auctions around you, or you can look at nationwide ones. There's in-person ones, and then there's online ones. It's all online essentially because you're buying what you see on the website, but for online auctions it's only through shipping. And then for the in-person ones, you can pick the stuff up in person. Every seller is very different, so make sure you read the rules, because if you sign up for one and you're not able to pick it up, you essentially forfeit your money and you don't get the item that you win, if they don't offer shipping through a company or something like that. Very different from eBay, because you basically have to plan to pick up the item, as well as if you want to get it shipped to you, and they don't do shipping, you have to do it through the company. So it's a lot of work to get this stuff if it's not local and easy for you to pick up. I knew I wasn't gonna be here for that first one, so I had my aunt and my grandma pick it up. This one I did get to go in person. So essentially, as you can see, I found a wish list item for me this year. If you've been following me for years, you know that I'm very into much collecting and drawing and decorating with Victorian stuff. I love Victorian era anything. I love the 1800s, the early 19th century, 1900s, and it's just all very appealing to me. And so it's basically what I look for at the thrift stores or online. But with the auction items, it's a thrill, because you're basically fighting to try to get it. And I did get the one thing that I wanted. So let's go ahead and jump right into this auction. All of this needs to be washed, by the way, but they're kind of old, so I'm trying to figure out how to do that. Maybe we'll do a video on cleaning old textiles and things. In the meantime, look at this beautiful tapestry. So this is a tapestry. I forget if it's Danish. I can't remember, but I'll put all the information on the screen for you guys. So here it is. It's kind of hard to show you, but it's basically kind of an outside party, and this couple is celebrating. We have the background. I love when they feature dogs and things in the tapestry. I just love the little animal moment. But the tapestry itself is absolutely stunning. I don't know if I'm going to keep this or list it, but I do love a tapestry that's kind of brown tone, as you guys can see. I very much love a neutral autumn color, and so this very much matches my vibe. But yeah, I don't know. I love tapestries for hanging, but I also feel there's so many tapestries in the world, and so if it's not super duper old or antique, because I'm pretty sure this one's newer, you should use them. Turn them into a bag, put them on a jacket, on the back of a jacket, pillows, you know, just put them to good use. But also they're just absolutely stunning to hang up. Like I feel like this behind here would change the vibe of this. Also, this is gonna be another video. I'm gonna put dishes in here and stuff, so look out for that. Subscribe to the channel. I did get another tapestry. If I can get a tapestry for cheap, I'm gonna get it because again, they're so versatile. I've been sewing since I was in high school, so I love to sew on like secondhand pieces and make new things or old things into new. And it's one of my favorite ways of like sewing and creating. So if I can get tapestry, I'm gonna get it. And again, you can always use them for like hanging and like changing up your space. Like if you're ever wanting to change a room and you don't feel like painting or like, I don't know, hanging wood and stuff, you can always add a new picture, a new tapestry, and it's gonna change like the effect for like a very low amount and low effort. So I got this one. It's a fisherman's tapestry. And again, I don't know the information on this piece. I did look it up when I was like buying it, but it was like 2 weeks ago, so I've forgotten everything, but everything will be on the screen for you guys. I love this one because it's actually very rectangular shape and it's super long. So it's a nice piece for like an entryway, or like if you want to have it behind like an accent chair or like a cabinet or something. I think it would be really beautiful. So this one features a man that's, you know, doing his job. There's the boat in the background. It's so interesting because when you see it on camera, it looks so like clear and like, you know, you can see the image, but when you look at it up close, it's pretty like blurry. I think this is perfect for the like autumn time, you know, like when people are doing like the whole harvesting of certain stuff, and then also the summertime, obviously, because you know people are back in the water, the winter's gone. So this is perfect, and again, I love it. So this one I think would look really good if you put like a Victorian hanging situation, a pole to hold it up. It just needs to be stone because it doesn't have that currently. Again, no maker on this one, but I want to say I paid like $6 or $8 for this. And these go for a little bit more on Etsy, eBay, online. If you guys have like wish list items and are wanting to get them for cheap, highly recommend checking out Auction Ninja because I have very few tapestries because again, they're so pricey. Okay, we're gonna switch over to some non-textiles for a second just to keep you guys entertained. So I saw these bookends again. I was just like, I'm gonna bid on them. If nobody wins it, I will win it. And I did. There were some people that had bid on it. I think it was maybe like one other person, but maybe they weren't paying attention or maybe they just didn't really care for them too much. But I won these and I was really excited. I didn't really do too much research on them before bidding. I just knew they were like really cool. I was like, I will bid on them, and if I win them, I'll take them because they look really cool. So they're actually Dante, the poet, the famous poet, and Beatrice, the famous love story. And the reason why I really like these was because they're in the form of books and they're bronze. So they're super heavy. They are not gonna break for the most part. The inside feels shallow, so it makes it a little bit like less heavy, but overall they are really great bookends in great condition, and they just need like a little shining, but overall they look stunning. And again, it's just Dante there, Beatrice, bookends that are a little bit open, and I just was obsessed with it and I was just like, I need those and I want them. So these were only a few dollars as well, so a really great price. These go for like 100 or more on eBay, so a freaking steal. And again, I didn't really do so much research, but when I woke up and I was working, I saw that I had won the auction items. I was like, let me look into them, and I noticed that these were made by the Jennings brothers here in Bridgeport, Connecticut, where I'm actually from and my family lives. So I was really excited that I won these because I had no idea about the company. Been doing so much research, and as you guys know, I've been doing like history talk videos on my channel, so that video will be soon to come. But yeah, so I thought that was really cool that I won auction items that are actually made here in Bridgeport, Connecticut. And again, I will do a video on that, but I just thought these were super cool and will look so stunning. And with books in between them, kind of like their love story where they kind of like separated, you know, so keep a little distance between them, but they're kind of close. So I just love a little romance from the old age. So these are just stunning, beautifully carved, and I just think they look so good. Eventually I might part ways with them, but for now they're mine. Okay, I only have 3 more items to show you, and they're pretty exciting. So this next one, I thought I could get to like put like my dressing area or on a mannequin or something, because I just thought this was too cool to let up. I have nothing like this in my collection at the moment, and I just thought, if it's gonna go to home to anybody, it has to go home to me. So this is like a Victorian dress antique pieces that was mixed with some newer pieces. So from what my understanding is, the velvet and this like inside part is like the older antique Victorian pieces, and then some of this I guess maybe the new. I'm not 100% sure, and the person doing the estate sale was also not 100% sure. However, it is Victorian, and that's all that matters to me, and I got it for a few dollars. So yeah, it's just a dress. As you can see, the lace on the trimming is super delicate, super old. We also have some embroidery. Like, I'm pretty sure this was added to the Victorian piece. So impressive to me that we still have pieces from the Victorian era that have lasted so long, which is just so cool. The person that owned this, by the way, put soap in here, and I think this is like dial soap. If you use Ivory soap or dial soap, no moths. So you don't have to have mothballs in your home. And I think it's also good for like gnats, and like if you put it around your window, like bugs don't come in usually. So nice little pro tip from the older lady that had this in her collection. All right, this next piece, friends, it's a little heavy, so give me a second. It's a crock. I've always wanted a crock, but again, these sell for quite a bit on eBay and Facebook Marketplace. I want to do a video on this as well, which we will definitely do. So I love Crocs. I specifically love when they're like yellowware or just like the cream tone, but I also love this brown tone because I just think it's very iconic. These are definitely American made, but I also want to say that they definitely have British versions of these. So essentially what a crock is where you can store things in, especially back in the old days when they were actually using them. And don't get me wrong, I will definitely be using this. I just need to buy the lid. So this typically has a blue crown on it, and it also will have a number in the crown that will let you know how much of anything can fit in here. So this one has a 6 on it, so I believe it's 6, is it 6 gallons? 6 pounds. 6 pounds? 6 something. And essentially it would have a lid, and you can store 6 whatever of rice, flour, beans, anything you want, and it will store nicely in here. The people that were using this actually used it for like potting stuff outside, so it does need to be cleaned out and washed really nicely. And I also just found the lid on eBay. It's not a need though, so I might not buy it yet, but if you buy a crock and you need a lid, you can always buy it online most likely. The lid itself that I found was like, I want to say it was like 32 bucks or something like that, and this was only $8. That's how much I want it for. So yeah, as you can see, they go for quite a bit. They're very nice, heavy, sturdy. This one has like no cracks on it or anything. The only thing is like, I don't know if you guys can see, I don't know where it is. I'll put some B-roll. Oh, it's right there. That's like from the glazing, like it wasn't set properly. And on the back there's like a little drip. This thing's so heavy, but that was done ages ago, so there's nothing you can do about that. But I think that's really awesome because I do pottery now. I started this year and I sell pottery, and if you know anything about glaze, like it's gonna do what it's gonna do, and it has its life of its own basically. So I think it's really cool, and just kind of tells the story of when this was made, how it was made, and little intricate moments with making pottery. Typically with these crocks and items like this, you'll have on the bottom like the maker. I don't see it currently, but usually it was like Roseville, and I want to say they were like in Indiana or something like that. Again, I will do a video on all of this, so stay tuned for that. I love talking about history, and as I've been collecting stuff over the years, I've learned so much. So if I'm bringing stuff into my home, or if you're bringing stuff into your home, I think it's really important to like learn where it was made and where it comes from and the history of it. So in case you want to pass it down to anybody or sell it, or even in your home when somebody comes visit, you can like talk to them about it. It's a conversation starter. So yeah, we'll talk more about this very soon, but really excited to have gotten this for $8. Once I get the lid, I will show you guys probably on my Instagram, so make sure you guys follow me over there as well. All right, it's time the big kahuna. The moment that we're all here for, or at least I am. I haven't even opened this up since I picked it up, so it's time to take a look at it. It's pretty lightweight. We will get more into the history in the next portion of this video, but as you guys can see, there is some stitching there, and that is basically the back side, kind of like what you would cover yourself with the quilt. And that's basically how they would sew it by hand to hold all of the pieces that make up the crazy quilt. The reason why I wanted this one versus all the other ones I've seen online is the scalloped edge border that they added to this. But I just thought it was really fun because crazy quilts are all very different, but very few I've seen online actually have really fun borders like this. So this is just like a silk velvet trimmed border with scalloped edges. It's good. It's good. It's all hand sewn, double layers, and as you can see, all this silk is sewn together by hand, and those crossings and those different types of like sewing methods tie together on the back. And typically what you would see on these are, again, the different silk fabrics, but you would also see very fun things. If you've seen my video where I talked about the line motifs on my channel, Victorians were very into like kind of gothic-y things, so they loved faces, they loved florals, they loved sculpted things. And so on these you would see a lot of florals and things like bugs and just really cool things that you normally wouldn't see when your grandma's quilting. But as you can see, like, these flowers are there. Some of these are even like hand painted, I'm seeing, which is really cool. And as you can see, the silk, some of it has like come undone from years and years, and it's just so delicate, so beautiful. This is something that I don't even know how you would clean this to get the smell out of it, but it's just so delicate, so stunning, but still very much holds up to the ages, because as you can see, I'm like holding it like this, I'm not pulling it or anything, but it's not breaking. So things definitely can withstand time, especially from back then. Nothing like the polyester and things that they normally make things nowadays from. I finally found it at an auction, so if you're looking for a crazy quilt or you have any wishlist items, definitely recommend checking out Auction Ninja. I am so glad that I found this. I'm going to figure out how I can get this attic-y smell from it out of here, and I think this would look so good on a couch or even like hanging up on the wall. I think it's gonna be absolutely stunning. Alright friends, I hope you enjoyed that little talk and learning about crazy quilts. It's one of my favorite things that I've learned about, and I'm so glad I finally have one in my possession, especially this one that is just so cool. If you want to learn more about like Victorian era stuff or antiques and hauls and all those things, make sure you follow along because there's more videos on the way, and I have a couple more hauls to show you. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one, and if you want to stay in touch, be sure to check out my website. My email is always open, and also you can follow me over on Instagram where I'm pretty active and show a lot of the things that I find on a daily basis. See you guys very soon. Hope you have a lovely rest of the autumn season, and if you are collecting anything this season like a Victorian crazy quilt, let me know down below in the comments. I will see you in the next one. Take care and have a lovely autumn and winter months. We'll talk soon.